Hi everyone, I'm Thomas. I'm with Platinum for the last 2 to 3 years. I conduct Cambridge and Edexcel language classes along with Cambridge literature. Now today I am going to do a small demo on paragraph writing. Now in my experience, what I've noticed is that most of the students make mistakes in paragraph writing. As you know, Cambridge allocates 3 marks for paragraph writing, right? When from the 30 marks out of their writing assignment, 15 marks will go for cohesion and task completion, and the other 15 marks are divided for spelling, grammar, paragraph writing, sentence structure. I always forget the 5th: spelling, grammar, paragraph writing, sentence structure, and punctuation, right? So today I'm going to cover the paragraph writing part of that, right? Paragraph writing is very, very important because that is a point. It's paragraph writing is not only for your exams. Paragraph writing is for the rest of your life. When you go for uni, you will have to write long theses, long pieces of writing. Your paragraph should be in order. When you are working, right? Say, for example, you become the manager of, you become the HR manager or something, and your boss is asking for you for a review. There, you need to have your paragraphs in order. Say you have employee A, B, C, and D. So paragraph A, you allocate to employee A, paragraph B to employee B. Now, what will happen if you have it all mixed up? What is going to happen is you're going to create a new employee who is not even in your payroll. So that is how important paragraph writing is. I've made a tute for that, which I'm going to share with you guys so that you can understand, comprehend, fathom how important paragraph writing is, not only for your O-levels, but continuously. Okay, I'm going to share the screen with you guys. First, I am going to give you an introduction on paragraph writing. What is a paragraph? How do you write a paragraph? What should be there in a paragraph? Now, this is actually, this is now, if you see, when you go down, as you scroll down, you will see that this is, right? Cambridge Unit 3, page 44, 45 of the Edexcel tute as well. This is my tute 17 on paragraph writing. Now, paragraph writing, look at it like the foundation of anything, right? Like if you're building a house, the foundation is the most important thing, correct? If the foundation is not solid, your whole structure is going to collapse. Likewise, in your essay, your paragraphing structures, how your paragraph, one element, one aspect, one idea in one paragraph is the foundation of your writing. Now, if you see everything, a paragraph writing is the foundation of all good essay writing, whether it's argumentative, persuasive, narrative, or creative. Now, narrative or creative, whether you're going to describe something. And if you're going to now, for example, in Cambridge, the descriptive essay will have 3 elements. So basically, it's a 5 paragraph essay, give or take, right? So the introduction you will have, and then one element of that in one paragraph. You might have to describe the atmosphere, the surrounding, and the people. So people in one paragraph, atmosphere in one paragraph, surrounding in one paragraph. Now that is what we are going to discuss, how to separate those paragraphs, how to know which comes where. That is what this lesson is about, right? Paragraphs are comprised of sentences, but not random sentences. Obviously, you know, if you have random sentences in a paragraph, it's going to be all over the place, right? It's not, it doesn't have cohesion. Cohesion, ability to read and understand, to follow, to go through your essay in a proper manner, right? A paragraph is a group of sentences organized around a central topic. Correct. A paragraph is a group of sentences or paragraph we should have a topic sentence, we should have 3 to 5 supporting sentences and the concluding sentence, right? It's all about one topic, one central element. In fact, the main rule of paragraph writing is to focus on one idea, like what I just told you. A solidly written paragraph takes its reader on a clear path without detours, without shortcuts, without going round and round and round and round and finally coming to the point. No, then it's not a solidly written paragraph. A solidly written paragraph, sweetie, will take you from one to the other, to the other, to the other. It's not going to take you all over. Then your paragraph is incorrect, right? A paragraph is a group of sentences that are linked to one topic or theme. For example, in the opening of the Hunger Games, the entire paragraph focuses on the narrator waking up and realizing that her sister is missing. Now, if you all are fans of this genre, this Hunger Games, and I don't watch, so I can't relate to you all, but I like this paragraph. I like the opening of it, right? In fact, I even take this for narrative writing, how to start an essay, right? But now here I'm going to take it to show you how the paragraphing is, how a paragraph will elicit suspense, will elicit the curiosity to find out what's going to happen next, right? That is how a paragraph should be. The ending of the paragraph should be awesome. I'll come to that point later. But here we will go to the first paragraph of Hunger Games and see how the opening is. Because you know, in a book, right, it's the first few lines that are crucial. So this is, even though now, like for example, that's not my genre. I don't read these fantasy kind of books, but the first paragraph in this is kind of intriguing. If I had not known that this is the genre, is this fantasy kind of, I would have probably bought the book. I would have bought it to see how it is, right? Now look at this, right? The entire paragraph focuses on realizing that her sister is missing. The details of the bed, the name of her sister, and the questions about bad dreams are all connected, right? Now let's look at the first paragraph. When I wake up, the other side of the bed is cold. My fingers stretch out, seeking Prim's warmth, but finding only the rough canvas cover of the mattress. She must have had dreams and bad dreams and climbed in with our mother. Of course she did. This is the day of the reaping. Now see that ending in that paragraph is awesome. This is the day of the reaping. Right? Now what do you mean by reaping? What's going to happen? It's a short paragraph, a couple of sentences, but it works magic in the reader's mind. And you can see there's only one element. She's still in bed. She's describing what happens in bed as she wakes up, right? One of the elements of a paragraph is to write about one place in one paragraph. Now, this is exactly what has happened. So I hope you'll understand, you're with me so far. In fictional pieces of writing, paragraphs helps the reader to move through the story. I always tell my students, when you're writing a narrative essay, sweetie, you always have to have a flow to your writing. Your paragraph should be in order. Say you're writing about something like the most, let's say you're writing a story, right? The person who played, the person who has the biggest influence in my life or something, right? So you might say where you met the person. Say you met the person in 2000. Okay, what attracted you to that person? Should be your first paragraph. Then come in order. Don't go right from 2000 to 2025 or to 2015 to you're going to make mistakes. Your paragraphs are not going to be in order. Like like a bricklayer. Like when you're making a house, you start with the foundation, then you go one brick, and you go onto the roof. That is how your paragraphing should be, right? After the foundation is laid up, he's not going to put the roof right through. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to hold. It's going to fall down. It's going to collapse. Likewise, if you don't have your paragraphs, right, from the foundation, this is my introductory paragraph. This is my paragraph one layer of bricks. This is my paragraph two layers of bricks. This is my paragraph three layers of bricks. Okay. And then you have the closing, the conclusion, which is the roof. A complete piece of work. That is how a paragraph should be. Now let's see, when should I start a new paragraph? Now that is a question most of the students ask me. Miss, when should I start a new paragraph? Now for that, there is an acronym that is created named TIP-TOP, right? Now I have told you, I've just repeated a few minutes ago that a paragraph should be one element, one aspect, one idea in one paragraph, right? That is the same concept that is here when we are talking about when in a story, in a narration, in an argument, in a transactional or directed writing, when do you need to start a new paragraph? How do you know whether this is supposed to be in a new paragraph or not? Right? Now for students, this is an easy acronym to remember when a new paragraph has to start. Always the introductory paragraph will be one new paragraph and the conclusion is one new paragraph. Now, in between is when we get mixed up. In between is when we get mixed up. When should I start a paragraph? How should I start a paragraph? Where should this paragraph be? Now, this I am going to talk when you should start a paragraph, right? There's an acronym, TIP-TOP, right? TI stands for time. Start a new paragraph when you move to a new time in your narrative. Your paragraph might begin with later, in the evening, that afternoon, or another time indicated. If ever in your story, remember, if ever in your story, you're talking about another time, right? Could be an hour after. Start your paragraph an hour after, right? It's another time. Another time is another idea. It's another aspect, is another element to your story. The next day, after 1 year, after 1 week, later in the evening, right? The following day, the following week, always a time. That's a new time. A new time should have a new paragraph. Okay, so that is the TI of the tip. The new paragraph should start with a new time. And the P is for a place. Start a new paragraph when you move to a different place in your story. Now, for example, if you take this Hunger Games second paragraph, actually I am not read it, so I can't comment on that. The second paragraph could be how she got off her bed and she's looking for her sister in the house. A new place, not the bed. The first paragraph was on the bed. The second paragraph is in the house. Like that, a new place. If you have a new place in your story, if you're going to talk about, like even in your home, right? If you're going to say, for example, you're playing hide or seek or something, that's the element of your story. Okay, I looked for her in the drawing room. I looked in this place, so she's not there. I looked here. No. Now I'm moving on to the kitchen. A new paragraph. Right? So that is a new place. Similarly, countries, regions, places, right? For example, you can say, okay, now you're talking about your student life, right? How your student life. Now we're talking about your, the first place could be your kindergarten. All right, one paragraph for your kindergarten. Then where you got your elementary education. One paragraph for that. One paragraph for your tutorial, for your secondary education. Right? Then you go up to your higher education, right? Then your tuition providers. These are the people who gave me tuition, for example, you say Platinum Business Academy. One paragraph for Platinum Business Academy, place. That is when you have to start the other paragraph, place. So the first one, TI, is for time. Whenever there is a new time in your story, you start a new paragraph. Whenever there's a new place in your story, when you're introducing places, you start a new paragraph. So that is the tip of the acronym. Now let's go to the top of the acronym, right? The TO is start a new paragraph when you change, start a new paragraph when you change topic, start a new piece of action, or move to a new idea in your story or descriptive writing. When you change topic, when the story is changing. For example, if you take the, now I always take this example with my students. I say, okay, now most of the students are teenagers, right? So we'll say, okay, in Cambridge, you get this essay, narrative essay, where you say include these words in an essay, right? So we'll say the words love at first sight. I never believed in love at first sight. Okay, include that words. Okay? And you can start your paragraph, right? Saying now you have to give an introduction. In any narrative essay, your first piece has to be the introduction. In any essay, basically, not only narrative. In narrative essay, it's called setting the scene. Like if you take Cinderella story, setting the scene is where you will say Cinderella was living with her mom and her father, and then her mom died, and her father remarried a woman with two girls, with two daughters of Cinderella's age. Now that is setting the scene. You are introducing who is going to be in the story, what is going to happen, right? So forth. Now, the same way, now if you go to say love at first sight, now you have to start, with the hook sentence. That's another topic altogether. Now you can use the same sentence, the same phrase that you have to include in your essay as a hook sentence. For example, you can start, I never believed in love at first sight until that fateful day. Right? And then you start. Now this is, I'm going to talk with a new paragraph when you change topic. Okay. So you start like, okay, it was a cold winter evening. There I was minding my own business, engrossed in a book and sipping a hot cup of coffee, right? Oblivious to everything and anyone that was around me, when suddenly there was a loud crash. I looked up into the bluest blue eyes I had ever seen, and my heart skipped a beat. Okay, now that is, okay, you stop from there. That's good enough for the introduction. You are saying this, you have set the scene, you have said how you met the person, you kind of introduce the person. That is also, then you can end that paragraph with an ellipsis. An ellipsis will create tension, will create change of mood, will create suspense. Oh, okay, now who is this guy? What is she going to do with him? Kind of feelings you get, right? So now the next paragraph, topic, I'm talking about topic. You can start how you started going out or whatever, but a new topic, because in the first topic, first paragraph, you spoke about the topic on where you met, how you met, right? Second paragraph could be how you started going out or whatever. Third paragraph could be the first point, the first fight you had, topic again, when you change the topic, start a new piece of action, right? In action movies, like now you'll be seeing movies, one scene will close and another will begin. That is the topic, right? Or move to a new idea in your story. So whenever you're talking about something new, change of, like for example, if you take an argumentative essay, right? You're supposed to say that, let's say, should uniforms be made mandatory, right? You say, now with your argument, you're going to say yes. So your first topic would be, you're going to say that uniforms bring uniformity. Everyone is one. They look the same, right? You can't tell the difference when you look from a distance to say, who is this child? Who is that child? Is this child poor? Is this child rich? Right? You can't say, because they all look the same. In the next paragraph, my opposing point, right? I am going to say, hey, uniforms are expensive. So that is a separate topic. That should be one paragraph. In that, I have to talk about the price of uniforms versus the price of casual clothes. Why I say uniforms expensive? I should give reasons. I should give examples, right? I should support. I should give statistics, data. That is another topic. So that is the other time that you start a new topic. And the last P is for person. Right? Person. Start a new paragraph when you focus on a different character or when you use dialogue. We're talking about a person. Now, if we take this love at first sight narrative essay, there's a new person, okay, and now we're talking about how your life is changing. You've come to a place where you all are married, and now you all are going to start a family, and your husband now is a big shot in some company, and he's getting a new secretary, a new person, right? You start a new paragraph if that person is going to play a crucial role in your story, right? When it's a new person, you start a new paragraph. When you're introducing a new person to your story, when a new person is going to play, okay, is going to have some kind of, how shall I say, some kind of vital part in this story, you introduce a new paragraph. So the tip top, TI, time, then P for place. When it's a new time, you start a new paragraph. When it's a new place, you start a new paragraph. The TO, new topic, you start a new paragraph. New person, you start a new paragraph. You can see there are some drawings, time, place, topic, person. All right, next one. How can I use paragraph for dramatic effect? Sorry. Paragraphs can also be used to highlight tense or significant moments. For example, a short one-sentence paragraph is likely to add tension. Yes, like for example, darling, you can start with, I killed the love of my life. I shot her, better still, I shot her. One simple sentence. You start your paragraph with that, or you end your paragraph with that. It's going to create a lot of tension in your writing, right? It's going to highlight your writing. Or you can also make it one paragraph. I shot her. Then you start the next paragraph, right? Like your paragraph elements, you must also end your paragraph bringing out a lot of emotions, right? You can end with a rhetorical question. Should I have done it? In retrospect, should I have done it? Shouldn't I have done it? What should I have done? Right? Should I have called her? Right? That is another way of, and you have to end your paragraph with a question. With you can also, the punctuation marks that you can use is, you can use an ellipsis, right? Or you can use a question mark when you're ending with a question. always end the paragraph bringing a lot of, don't just end it and then he ran away. It's not going to add anything to your writing. Right? End it also in a way that it will create suspense, tension. You want to know what's going to happen. You can't wait until you read the next para to find out what is happening. Then you have done good writing, right? Now, I'm going to talk about the 4 elements that makes a paragraph great. How do you write a paragraph? Now, I always told, just so long, I covered what elements should be there to bring out the best in the paragraph, when you should write a new paragraph. Now I'm going to talk to you about how your paragraph should be, what are the elements that makes a good paragraph, a great paragraph, gets you from an A to an A star, or from an A7 or 8 to a 9, right? Paragraphs can also be used. Okay, now I did that. How do you write a paragraph? A basic paragraph structure usually consists of 5 to 7 sentences. You will have a topic sentence right on top, 3 to 5 supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence. But the secret to paragraph writing lay in 4 essential elements. When used correctly, can make an okay paragraph a great paragraph. Like what I said, right? You can go from an A to an A star, from a 7 or 8 to a 9. How do you write a paragraph? Element 1, unity, right? Unity in a paragraph begins with the topic sentence. Every paragraph has one single controlling idea that is expressed in its topic sentence, which is typically the first sentence of the paragraph. A paragraph is unified around this main idea, with the supporting sentences providing detail and discussion. Right? In order to write a good topic sentence, think about your theme and about all the points you want to make. Decide which point drives the rest and then write it as your topic sentence. Now I'll get you an example. Now I said uniforms. Remember the uniform is the example I said, should uniforms be made mandatory? In that, if I'm going to write, the first sentence will be that uniforms, my first one of my supporting paragraphs is that how uniforms bring unity. My first sentence will be uniforms bring unity among students. Right? That is my topic sentence. Right? It's not a great hook, but it's an okay topic sentence. Then all my sentences about how uniforms bring unity will be under that. Okay, I can say that all the students will look the same. There's no racial discrimination, right? Well, then I can also talk about the school will be unified. Everyone will look the same, right? Again, so that is the supporting sentence, 3 to 5 supporting sentences about unity. And then I close my paragraph, right? With the topic set. Every paragraph has one single controlling idea, right? The first sentence and all the other sentences should match the topic sentence. Now, in this unity paragraph that I'm going to talk about how uniforms help to create unity. If I add a sentence saying that uniforms are cheap or something like that, it is incorrect. That should be another sentence, another paragraph altogether. That is what is meant by unity. Like when in the example I took, if like, for example, you have to talk about your employees, if your paragraph A should be about employee A only. You can't add any details about employee B there. Then your paragraph does not have unity because somebody else is there. You're not talking about one element, one aspect, one idea in one paragraph. So that is unity. The second thing is order in a paragraph. even though you have 3 to 5 supporting sentences, the supporting sentences also should have an order in the way you write it. Now, if you say, for example, say you have to write about my first day of school, right? Now, obviously, that's a past, that's something that happened in the past. So you're going to write in the past tense, right? So you will write, okay, I was around 5 or 4 or 3 years, whatever your age you started school, when I had to go to school the first day, right? Now, remember that Hunger Games first paragraph, right? So my mom woke me up around 5 o'clock in the morning, and then she helped me to have a wash and get ready to go to school, right? I wore the new uniform and I came down and had breakfast with my father and my mom, and we set out to school together. Now that has unity and has order. But if that sentence, if you had not put it in order, for example, say you start with, I brushed my teeth and then I got dressed, and your second sentence is, my mom woke me up at 5 o'clock, and your third sentence is, we set out to school together, and the fourth sentence, we had breakfast, the reader is going like, huh? What happened? So you brushed your teeth while you were on bed? That does not make sense. That is order in a paragraph, right? First one is unity. Unity means one aspect, one idea in one paragraph. All the sentences have to match, have to equalize, have to be about this central topic only. Second one is order. Even within that paragraph, how you formulate your sentences, how you go from one to the other, so it's easy to understand. That is order. Third is coherence. Remember, I told you you're getting 15 marks for coherence. Likewise, you need coherence here as well. Coherence is the ability to read and understand something clearly, right? Writing understandable sentences within a paragraph need to connect to each other. For that, you use either transitive verbs, or you also call it connectives. You can call it what you want. They call it transitional phrases. Whatever you call, you use, like furthermore, on the other hand, firstly, secondly, thirdly, right? You create a bridge between one sentence and the other, right? Each work together. One of the best way to achieve coherence is to use transition words. These create bridges, right? Also, coherence also means that if you're writing a narrative essay, you have an order in your story. You start from the introduction, then there's an order. You don't go all over the place, right? Like a river flowing, there's an order. The river will flow in order. The river won't go from point A right at the beginning, then come to point B, then go to point Z, and then no, that's not the way. It will go in order. Likewise, your essay should have coherency. There should be order. For me to read and understand your story, you should have an order, a unity, and coherency. Coherency is obtained through transitional verbs and through the way your paragraphs are formulated, right? The fourth element is completeness. Completeness means a paragraph is well developed. If you have unity, we're talking about one aspect, one element, one idea, one person, one place, one time, one topic. In one paragraph, you have unity in that paragraph. Even in that paragraph, if your sentences are structured in order, how it happened, then you have order. If I can read and understand what you're writing, you have coherence. If all that three are there, you have a complete sentence, right? Now, in most of the time, our students ask, Miss, how much will I get for vocabulary? Yes, love, you do get a lot of marks for using the big words, so-called big words. But in order to do that, you should know how to use it, how to spell it, where to put it, right? We do not expect you, yes, we do expect you to write a few big words, as they say, but if your idea is clearly given in simple English, you have coherency. That is what is expected from you. That I can read and understand your story, what you are writing completely, no doubts. Then you have a complete paragraph. Right? Now, once you have written a paragraph, if you have siblings or your mom or your dad or someone, give them to read your paragraph. Right? Most of the time I tell my students, after two or three sentences, stop, see where you can improve. Oh, this needs a little bit more punctuation. I could have put a dialogue here, right? After 2 or 3 sentences, stop and check your paragraph, your sentences. So once you finish the paragraph, give someone to read. If your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, they all understand the paragraph in the same way, no doubts, that was what I was thinking also. Yes, this is good, right? Then your paragraph is complete. But if your mom is saying, so this is not how it should have been, and your brother says, I thought it was this way, then your paragraph is not complete. If there are doubts in the reader's mind, your paragraph is not complete. Whether 10 people read it, 50 people read it, 100 people read it, if they understand it the same way, you have done a good paragraph, right? So there is completeness in a paragraph. Now, right, element 4 is completeness. Now I'm going to talk about characteristics of a good paragraph. Right, this is the final part of this tour about paragraphs. Right, now you can see I have a burger. I have a lovely burger here, which is I always take this as an example to show my students how a complete paragraph should be. Right? You'll see on top, you've got the burger bun, part of the burger bun, the topic sentence. Without this, everything under that, the patty, the lettuce, the cheese, the pickles, the tomato will all fall off. This is what binds this together. This is your topic sentence. This has to be a good, it has to look like, when you look at the burger, on top you see this lovely toasted bun, right? That is what is going to entice the reader, your first sentence, your topic sentence. If the uniform scenario, we are going to say, uniforms will bring unity among students. That is the top part of my burger bun. Right? Then I have everything else in between. I have, okay, how uniforms will reduce social discrimination, 1. How uniforms will reduce bullying, 1. So we'll say this is the patty, the lettuce, the cheese, whatever. These are my yummy supporting sentences. Without this yummy stuff in between, this is going to be just a bun. It's the yummy stuff, the supporting sentences in between, which matches the burger. That is very, very important. Your supporting sentences have to match the topic sentence, has to match this topic part, has to match the burger. In the burger, you have to have only the burger ingredients. You cannot have a submarine ingredients or a pizza ingredients in a burger. Yes, remember, this is all food, but it's not going to be edible. These are different kinds of food, different elements, different people, different places, different topics. So what should be ideal is that you have your topic sentence, right, which is the top part of the bun. Then you have all your supporting yummy sentences, which is for the burger itself, which supports the burger. And you have the concluding sentence, the other part of the bun. Right? Without this bottom part, this is going to fall apart. Without the top part, the topic sentence, it's going to fall apart. Without this middle, yummy stuff in the middle, your supporting sentences, it's just a bun, nothing there. right? It's just a bun. It's not a burger. There's nothing yummy. Now, if you see the burger, the topics and the top part of the burger, which is this part here, and the bottom are from the same bun, which means when you're writing a paragraph, your topic sentence should match your concluding sentence. Now, if I start saying uniforms, bring uniformity to a school. Okay, now this sentence, say the letter sentence here, I'm talking about discrimination, how it avoids discrimination. The tomato here, I'm talking about how it avoids bullying. In the next one, I'm going to talk about how it avoids the rich and poor, the gap between the rich and the poor, how uniforms avoid that, right? And then maybe the patty, let's think about uniformity, how people will stand up when you see a student of the say of your school, how you will stand out because you're one school, uniformity. Then my final paragraph should be, therefore, right? It should match this. Now, in the first paragraph, in the first sentence, I said, uniforms bring uniformity. So now I gave you all the supporting sentences for how it brings uniformity. My final sentence, therefore, should be, therefore, uniforms play a very vital part in bringing uniformity. You see, uniformity to an establishment. My concluding sentence should match my supporting, my topic sentence. Everything inside here, the supporting sentences should be only about one element. On the other hand, if I'm going to talk about how uniforms are expensive, now my topic sentence could be, however, purchasing uniforms is is not easy on the pocket. In other words, it's expensive. Now here, my first sentence could be how you could, like probably where you could probably recycle the clothes that you have, right? And then I can talk about the cost of uniforms. A uniform shirt would cost, say, 2,000 rupees, whereas a t-shirt would cost 500 rupees, something to that extent, right? Then also I can say that you need at least 3-4 sets of uniforms to run a school week, right? That could be the onion here, right? Where if it's casual clothes, you don't need that much because you already have clothes and you can mix and match and do a lot of stuff, right? And then I'm going to talk about how uniforms, that even the maintenance of uniforms, you need to put it in the laundry, you need to iron it, all that stuff. So that is also money, cost, right? That could be the patty here. Then my final sentence here would be, therefore, buying a uniform is much more expensive than coming in casual clothes. So things to remember in a paragraph is the topic sentence, most important sentence. That has to be eye-catching. Then you have 3 to 5 sentences, which are supporting sentences, which go hand in hand with the topic sentence. Remember, it has to match the first sentence of your paragraph. And then you have your final sentence in that paragraph, which is your concluding sentence. Your concluding sentence should match your topic sentence. Like if you see in this example, it's the burger, top part of the burger bun, bottom part of the same burger bun. This and this will match, right? So this is how the paragraph of a paragraph structure of a complete paragraph should be. Paragraph structure of a complete paragraph should be. Right? Now we will go to see, I have 2 examples here of 2 complete paragraphs. Not many sentences, but complete paragraphs. Look at the first one. Canada, the best place to live. The topic sentence is underlined. Canada is one of the best countries in the world. Simple sentence, no difficult words, easy, but there's coherence, easy to read and understand. Now, when you're talking about a country, when you want to migrate to a country, first they will ask is, What is the health? What is the education? Those are the things people look at, right? The basic stuff. Right? Now see, first, look at the transitive verb there. Canada has an excellent healthcare system. All Canadians have access to medical services at a reasonable price. First of all, you need the health. First thing is that now the topic sentence, Canada is the best countries of the world. Second, the supporting sentence is about the medical services. Second, Canada has a high standard of education, right? So the second supporting sentence there is about education. Students are taught by well-trained teachers and are encouraged to continue studying at university. A little bit more salt and pepper to that sentence, right? Finally, Canada's cities are clean and efficiently managed, and they have many parks and lots of space for people to live. Your quality of life. Now see the final sentence. As a result, Canada is a desirable place to live. The first sentence is Canada is one of the best countries in the world. We gave why Canada is one of the best countries in the world in the supporting sentences, and the concluding sentence is because of this, Canada is one of the best places for anyone to live in. Right? Now we go to the last part. A great tourist destination. Now this is about USA, how about the sights to see and the places to go in the USA. New York and Boston attract millions of tourists, but I think one of the best cities to visit on the East Coast of the United States is Washington, D.C. Now, this is a different kind of paragraph. He has to say why Washington, D.C. is better than New York and Boston, even though millions of people go to New York and Boston instead of Washington, D.C. First sentence, first supporting sentence, it has some of the most interesting landmarks and tourist spots in the country. All right, now let's see what are the landmarks. There are many monuments to visit, such as the Lincoln Memorial, the Jefferson Memorial, and the Washington Monument, which is the tallest building in Washington. Supporting sentences, supporting details, evidence, statistics, data. For more excitement, the area called Georgetown in Northwest Washington is famous for its shopping and restaurants. Right now, first we spoke about what you can see. Now we're talking about, hey, where you can go to eat. Obviously, when you go sightseeing for such a long time, you're going to be hungry. The next thing they're going to say is, okay, right, fine, okay, right, Washington has all these sightseeing areas, but where can we eat? What can we eat? Right? Because New York and Boston has more. What about now? We're going to talk about what Washington has, right? Finally, there is a White House tour. On this tour, the guide leads visitors as they walk through many of the rooms in the White House and with the home of the President of the United States. Now we come to the conclusion. Although Washington, D.C. does not have the large number of visitors that New York or Boston does, I think this city is one of the best destination for tourists. Right? Now this is an opinionated paragraph. He's giving his opinion. Right? It does not have the large number of visitors. In my opinion, this is the best. So I hope this helped you to understand when to write a new paragraph, when you're talking about a new time, a new person, a new topic, and a new place. Tip-top. Remember the acronym tip-top. Then you start with a new paragraph, right? You end your paragraph with an enticing way, with a rhetorical question, or with a simple sentence like, I shot her. End it, making the reader want to come to the next paragraph. End it with unusual punctuation. Don't always end your sentences with the common full stop, comma, question mark, exclamation mark. That is what we commonly use. Instead, use the ellipsis, the three dots, use brackets, right? Use a hyphen, use a dash. Use those uncommon punctuations to make your writing stand out, because the way you write it is the way the examiner will read it. If you write it with a full stop, I shot her, full stop. But if you end it with an ellipsis, I shot her, that's the way the examiner will read it. That is, oh my God, why did you shoot her? What did she do? What made you do that? Those kind of questions are raised when you end with different punctuations. So I spoke about punctuations, I spoke about how to end your paragraph and when to write a new paragraph, tip top. And the final part is the unity in a paragraph, how each paragraph should support one central idea, how the sentences in that paragraph should be in order. You don't jump from activity 1 to activity 5 to activity 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coherence, ability to read and understand. If it's a story, ability to follow it. And when all that is there, it's a complete sentence. Complete sentences that make a complete paragraph. So I hope that helped you all into understanding how to formulate paragraphs, because as I told you at the beginning of this small demo, paragraph writing is crucial not only for your exams, it's crucial for the rest of your life. Thank you very much. God bless you all. I'm signing off. I'm Michelle Thomas.